This guy's been brilliant.
This guy's money.
And this guy's a big, explosive player.
All right, fellas, we're here for another episode. Going into week 10. I think everyone's starting to, get a grasp and their bearings of what their season may hold in the future and for the roster in the future. I mean, who knows what happens tonight on the network? Maybe a deal gets done. Maybe Akipo pops in, starts barking. We'll see what happens. But anything you guys get off the top of the head? I mean, it's been 2 weeks since the last episode. Group chat hasn't been dull whatsoever. Chip, you claim you're a vegan now. There's no beef. What's the mindset going forward in the meat market?
I mean, we've taken some nasty losses. We're still figuring out our fate, I think, over here. We want to play the middle. The league's cold in the middle. And as you know, Butch, it's all about getting to the dance. So we'll see how this back half of the season plays out. But the guy I am a place behind is here to my left. And I'm curious. I mean, Furrow, what's going on in that front office, man?
I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's been a rough couple weeks. I think we all got hit by the Bimageddon injury time of year. No excuses here. There's definitely some poor performances that we've seen. Rough L, 2 L's last week to the Bushwhacker, which is just disappointing to see. But with that said, I'm still confident, boys. If we look at the leaderboard, we talked about the leaderboard a lot in this show. I'm in the playoffs. Somehow, some way.
That tie's paying off right now.
That tie is paying off, just like last year when, sometimes I take a gander back at what would have happened last year if I made the playoffs, the whole hypothetical game. It's fun to play that sometimes. But it always comes down to one game or point differential to who gets in almost every year. So, I'm positive. We're positive.
Yeah, it could be a tight a race down the stretch between you two, particularly. Genti's jurisdiction, hoping he pops on here tonight. At 11-7, has been making some trades. I was going to wait for him to pop on and talk about it, but I'm just going to dive right in. I mean, I trade him Drake London, and the league has an uproar. That he paid too much, and then Drake London comes out and looks like Calvin Johnson. So, I mean, I don't really want to hear that, Evel overpaid or whatever. I fleeced him. If anyone watched the game, Drake London looked like the second coming of Calvin Johnson. So, kudos to Ev for pulling that off. Sadly lost Tucker Kraft. Injuries been happening all over the place. Myself dealing with Jaden Daniels. If anyone cares, Gushing and Farton's dealing with Kyler Murray, getting put on IR. It's kind of a rough situation.
That's a blessing.
Go ahead, Chip.
Iceman, I mean, you sound like a guy who could benefit from the services of one Marcus Mariota. He is available. I'm just saying, if Joe Flacco's got you down and you got a third to set on fire.
I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, I believe it was the last episode or the episode prior. I was getting some flack for making the trade for Flacco. It's looking like it's going to pay off for me. I'm going to be rolling the dice between Flacco and J.J. McCarthy in the Superflex after Jaden Daniels absolutely snapped his arm.
Can we get thoughts on that? I haven't had the latest updates, but is he coming back this year?
I wouldn't bring him back. Furrow.
That's fair.
They look like absolute dog shit over there in Washington. So,
well, hello everyone.
See, that's why I love this.
What's up, Harry Bush?
One of my favorite managers in the league. Maybe at the bottom of the league, but he'll hop in on the network episode any chance he gets. The Bushwhacker, everyone.
Top date TBD. Gonna be at the top real soon.
Top date TBD. I think I'm gonna be passing the torch to you. You're sitting with 5 first-round picks, Bushwhacker, after trading Kyle Monangai for a first. Go get your guys gushing. To be determined on that trade. Bushwhacker, can you just tell me how that transpired?
Well, sometimes trades can be a lot of negotiating, a lot of back and forth. Sometimes they could come real simple. Sometimes something hits your inbox that you like, and you just smash accept. I did set the price in the group chat in the meat market forum And I told everybody the price. I said a first from a non-guy. No one quite interacted with it, so didn't get any buzz there. But it reached my inbox, and I asked my coworkers. I strongly, my staff. Sorry, my staff under me. I strongly thank you. I strongly considered it. And I hit accept, and so now I'm in the
Wait,
driver's seat. I got
Bushwhacker, you're telling me
please.
it just popped up in your inbox? No text message, no inquiry about the trade. You just got a notification, a first round pick from a young guy?
Yeah, no dialogue. Got a notification, first round pick for
Wow.
Kyle Manunga. And I thought that it's a rookie running back. He's a great player. I do think he's a great player, and that a couple good seasons, like a couple seasons as a 1A, 1B, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it.
Yeah, I know you're a Chicago Bears fan. We'll move on.
He's good.
Happy for you to have five first round picks in the 2027 draft.
Jeremiah Smith,
Go ahead.
Julian Saint, Cam Coleman. Who else? I have to look at a list of the prospects because there's so many,
Yeah.
And then not to mention, I got my own second. I got another second. So I got top of the second round as well, potentially.
We're about 600 plus days out from that happening, but I am happy for you.
A lot of
Well,
prospects.
I just want everyone to know I'm sneaking around in the background. At this rate, I think I'll be able to acquire another first within now and 600 whatever days from the draft.
I don't know whose firsts are left out on the market, but
there will be some. If there's a will, there's a way. And if you need a guy, I got a guy.
Oh, here we go with the salesman stuff. Dodging just popped in. Your Dodge father, how you doing?
Good evening, gentlemen. How's it going?
Just here heading into week 10. I mentioned the Drake London trade. I don't want to skip past it without you giving your 2 cents. I mentioned he looked like the second coming of Calvin Johnson. How'd you feel watching that Drake London showing last week and after purchasing him?
It would have been a lot better if I had started him last week.
Yeah.
That was tough. I believe it did cost me a median, most likely. Blaming that one on Vegas. I'm gonna be honest. I was already hammered by the time he was ruled to be active and playing on Sunday, and don't think I checked my lineup again until after the game's already started. Also thought Pat Surtain was playing, and he did not play as well, so should have, hand up, that's on me. Didn't do my due diligence, but he's penciled into the starting lineup from here on out.
Gotcha. Anyone got word if Akipo will be joining us on the episode tonight? I don't want to bring anything up without his 2
He
cents.
said he was in the chat. He did say he was going to join and address some statements. So
Interesting. Okay, well, we'll see if he
Therapy sesh?
he
Is that a possibility?
at this point, Bushwhacker, I've lost track of who needs therapy sessions with who.
Sure. Just reach out. If you guys are feeling any type of way. I want to mediate and make sure everyone's comfortable with each other and has good relationships.
Little off topic here. Is that a calm pink shirt, Bushwhacker?
Yeah, bro. It's
Was that a washer and dryer mishap?
no, bro. It's a fishing shirt because I
That's
love
tight.
the fish. I love the fish.
PFG, Drew's been on the water. Salty crew over there. We'll move on. I saw that. I had to touch on that. I was curious. All right, I'll just go through the leaderboard real quick, and then we'll get the 2 cents of everyone. Bo Money, Mo Problems. Kyle Lark at the very, very tippy top. I've been saying this, since August, fellas. I mean, can we just give the man his flowers yet? Myself, then Akipo, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood figuring it out, dealing with quite a bit of injuries over there. Genty's Jurisdiction sitting at 5. Who'd have thunk it? Trust the Process, dealing with his own issues, but still scratching the playoffs. And then Wild Work at 7. Bottom of the leaderboard goes the terrorist leader himself, Chief Steve, Riley Gary, Toe Burrow, and then KTCD's nuts. That would be Harry Bushwhacker. And for me, I think the leaderboard is pretty accurate to how I feel about the teams in the league, minus Chief Steve. I think Chief Steve deserves to be anywhere between the 5 and 7 spot, probably. He's dealing with some unlucky mishaps this season. There he is, Keepo. Nice to have you, Keepo. You're muted. Try
Oh,
again.
tech guy, huh?
What's with the sweatshirt, my man?
Nice to see you guys too.
Big Fernando Mendoza guy.
Yeah, diehard. Been an Indiana fan since I was 8. So diehard here. We're talking yeah, the whole 9 yards.
Yep, we'll see you in the conference championship. Just saying.
Drew,
Right.
can we just refrain from the college football talk for 1 second while I hop in here? You know I'm not a college football guy. All right.
Yeah, we'll pivot. I'm just going through the leaderboard right now.
Just pulling your leg, man. As your therapist and favorite journalist, I'm just pulling your leg a little bit. That's all.
Drew, you did me dirty in the chat this week. Don't think I don't forget that.
Your favorite journalist.
Hey, if you feel free to present any opposition research, okay?
I'm not going back into the 2023 film archives. All right.
I'm just reporting facts. Oh, and what is this? We have a live rejection of a trade between me and Mr. Wild Work himself.
Oh, you guys care to share what's going on behind the curtain there?
There's always something going on behind this curtain. I'm always yelling and selling and wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, well, the curtains match the carpet for the Bushwhacker, and there's been a lot of bullshit that's been thrown around this past week. I'm not going to go through all of it. I think we're getting closer because every day I'm hoping, Bushwhacker will come back down from Cloud 5, all those picks he's got over there in the first round of the 7 draft.
That's a good team game.
Bushwhacker, I am curious about the state of your team here and why you're going after Travis Hunter and why you think you could get him for a second.
Don't get me started on this. This is a meat market network podcast, but Drew sent me the same BS in a different dynasty league just to let you know while it work, and I gave him a scolding.
Well, let me make a couple points here, okay? Travis Hunter's had one good game in the NFL. Yes or no? And do you remember which one it was? It was his last one. It was his last game. And what happened in that game? They were down.
I think he's only played
5 touchdowns.
Hey,
were they down 5 touchdowns?
Drew, I'll make it simple. Does anyone think that Travis Hunter's worth more than a second? Noah, Garrett.
You guys could refrain all you want. You guys could.
Garrett says no. Second's fair. Furrow. What's Travis Hunter worth?
Evan, who you jerking off over there, bud?
Well, it's not you. Your team sucks ass.
I want to remind.
I mean, like,
hold on. I do want to.
Drew, what are you gonna do with all these picks, man?
I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
While we're debating Travis Hunter's value, I do want to remind people Caleb Johnson went in the first round of this year's draft. We got to remember the way people are evaluating play a part in what the picks are worth, and with what's happened with some of the owners in this league, I'd be comfortable taking Hunter in the first round because, there's still going to be some value left on board. But I throw it back to Iceman here.
Yeah, I mean, just Hunter, I won't speak on it. I hope he gets healthy. Hope he gets back on the field. Brian Thomas Jr., that's a different story. Keepo dealing with some injuries. We already went across the panel, asked some questions. You hopped in late here. I got to ask you, state of wide receiver right now. Is there a panic or are we riding Troy Franklin to the finish line?
He's muted.
Yeah, gonna have to click unmute there, Keepo.
Sorry, guys. I wanted to give Bushwhacker the floor. My bad. What I was saying was certainly a panic, a little bit of a fire in the barn type of situation. The issue is we don't got a lot of stuff to work with in terms of like trades. So we're riding out the wide receiver core. It's in shambles. But I'm looking at the assets and the players that are tradable on our team. They're not strong. The trade discussions have been tough. And I'm starting to realize that it doesn't look like a move can be made before playoff time because we've got a core 6, and that's the 6 everybody wants, and they're just not moving.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you want to sell or if you want to buy rather than trade players, I'm always looking for more picks. If you have a first round pick, Ave's going for that right now.
That's what I'm saying, Drew. I don't got it.
Picks for a while.
I actually could picture a trade getting done for Olave between you two managers. You guys could
I agree.
think amongst yourself, but I think
but I do have a set floor in terms of pick. If you look at the market, if you look at his performance this year, there are 4 trades this summer that show his value, and it's only gone up since then. Now he's the one.
I'm sorry, I have to mute Bushwhacker. You just can't let this episode turn into him gaining as much value as possible. I understand it, and I apologize deeply, Bushwhacker. I'm gonna take you off mute for the remainder, and hopefully you can control your antics. But hey, man, I don't think anyone's buying a lobby for a first right now. All right, fellas, I'm looking at the leaderboard. I want to talk about stuff. No one really piped in earlier. We got a Kipo. He hopped in. Maybe he'll pipe in. Anyone you think climbing into the playoffs these next 4 weeks and anyone's falling out, I think Chief Steve cracks the playoffs, fellas.
God.
I don't think he will. I'm worried about the terrorists. I'll be honest. The terrorists are starting to score some points.
It's getting spooky.
I have become more and more worried about my matchup against them this week after I've seen them take out 2 teams previously and then score 145 against the neighborhood, but the neighborhood was too strong. The jurisdiction, we're a little worried over here.
I mean, I understand why, because I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if the terrorists got a deal done before Sunday. He seems to be moving week by week, and he may have traded away Lamar Jackson, but this guy picked up Jacoby Brissett, and you guys can laugh, but I mean, in all 3 starts, he scored 20 points. That sounds like a QB1 to me. Terrace is figuring out how to connect the dots with not much to work with. Who knows? I agree, Dodgen. That's an interesting storyline to follow.
Dude, I think you're kind of on point, Lock, with if anyone's going to creep in and someone like me and Dodge and fall out, dude, I mean, I haven't looked at Steph's schedule, see who he plays, but he's got the team for it.
Yeah.
As long as the stars align, even with the injuries he's had, Drake May is looking like a franchise quarterback, and his receivers are ridiculous. So I know it's in his heart. It's in his heart.
You know, you look back at the 0-2 I gave him, and you just wonder, like, is it really meant to be this year?
Yeah, I'm looking at Stefan's matchups, and it's not looking too
They're
great.
not
Week 11, he's got Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Week 12, he has myself. Here, let's see.
Week 14, he's got Bo Money.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough road, but who knows if he can claw his way out. Any other things to mention about the leaderboard, fellas?
Is Wildwork gonna pipe in about something?
Yeah.
Anything? Any
Yeah.
comment?
A word in the chat is Wildwork has went vegan for the rest of the season.
You know, it's funny, Iceman, because you don't hear a word out of these guys, and you do a deal, and all of a sudden, you know, they're standing on the shoulders of giants, and they seem to forget who to the credit for the view. So, Evan, we've gone back and forth. I gave you a deal. I gave you a hell of a player, and I applaud your approach. But, you know, then what you do is then you start trying to poke the bear a bit. I don't respect that. That's been well documented.
I don't
But
think
I'm
it's
vegan,
I don't think it's a
fellas.
bear I'm poking. Maybe like a little cub.
Wait, are we talking? Wait, whoa, sorry. I'll let you rebuttal Wildwork, but the player we're talking about is James Cook.
Yeah. This guy wasn't saying anything until James Cook arrived on his roster.
James Cook didn't practice today.
False.
No. Particularly in the direction of me. And in fact, his team didn't do anything until he got James Cook. I think he scored the most points he ever had the week after he got James Cook. And then you blessed him. You get Drake London. Get it. Kudos to Evan here. Really, I'm proud of you. You've taken great strides. I'm vegan now, fellas. I've said this a few times. But you are looking over the guy who is just a game out of the playoffs. And I know we're talking about the Chief Steefs of the world, but Furrow's only a tie ahead of me right now, and I want to start to bring you guys back down to reality. I just acquired a man by the name of Jordan Addison. Don't be surprised, fellas, if he takes a step here. Iceman, where are you at with the rankings? I'm curious what you think.
I think the rankings are pretty accurate, but I would love to, see some storylines grow and some movement, maybe some surprise wins. Terrace leader taking down Dodgen would be huge if it's a 2-0 and 0-2 week for either team. The bottom 3 teams, Riley Gary, Brandalorian, Bushwhacker, no movement's happening there. I can promise you that. If anything, movement needs to happen for the Brandalorian with his players. Just Another week here on the episode, another week of me saying it. Brandalorian, where are you? Hello. Please wake up, buddy. I'm worried about you.
I would have to say I think he's doing a great job with his tank, and he should keep like Jahmyr Gibbs on his roster for whenever he's done. Just a couple guys away.
Yeah, I mean, he does have Jahmyr Gibbs. Joe Burrow fell, but I don't know. His team's we'll move on. I think he has two first-round picks next season, so we'll see what transpires. Wild Work, you mentioned something about having Jordan Addison. I skipped over a trade I'd like to touch on. I acquired Rashee Rice. There was an announcement in the chat. I ended up being the highest bidder. Is anyone else in here that maybe sent you an offer for Rashee Rice that you'd like to, I'm curious what I was bidding against. I just figured I had to go over the top as much as possible there.
Yeah, well, I don't want to expose anybody or make it seem like I'm out to get anybody. I think there was some decent offers that came in.
He's vegan.
There were some that were a little more serious than others. I'll say that. I did get some nasty texts from a couple managers after the fact, and I think it was unwarranted. I think we forget, guys, my job is not to make sure that one manager isn't good. It's to improve my team. I think we've gone over this. But if they want to say anything or speak for themselves, I'll throw it out there. I'm not going to put them by name though, so don't feel like you have to. Again, I'm vegan, guys,
no worries. I just wanted to touch on all the trades that happened since the last episode. Anyone? Okay. Trust the process. There's been some whispers in the group chat about maybe you selling some players. Is this smoke? Is there fire? Should anyone start sending you offers? When this episode drops, just know that this is a platform for yourself. So go ahead and
yeah. Well, that was funny. So I walked out of, Ralph's just getting groceries after work like a normal person. And I checked my phone and I just see 4 trade proposals. And I'm like, that's odd, just out of the blue. I haven't seen my text, by the way, at this point. And then so I open and all of them are, I'm not going to drop any immediate names on the pod right now, but all 4 Garrett Wilson and or Saquon Barkley. And I'm like, well, that's really odd, huh? And then I go to my text messages and I see this text from Garrett Meyer, a.k.a. Cupo, up here in the top left of my screen. And I'll leave it with this, gentlemen. Think about your sources, vet them. I'll leave the intuition and the judgment calls up to you. If there is a fire sale, I will notify the network myself. There's currently no fire sale. With that said, you can objectively look at my team and look where I am and see that, I could be in the middle. I'm going to go a direction or one or the other. So we'll see. But yeah, All
right. Can I comment on that?
I think we need you to.
Yeah, no, of course. I did trust the process a favor. And he'll realize that in a few weeks here. We had a discussion on the phone earlier today. I gave him a ring around lunchtime. And I wanted to talk about maybe watching the football game tomorrow, what his plans were, and trust the process, goes right into talks about Bucky Irving. Okay. I have my second coffee yet. And he's talking Bucky. He's talking about other pieces. He's trying to dish a QB onto me, asking about Stafford. Stafford is back. He's not playing next year. I'm just like, Jim, what are we talking here? And then Jim goes into a monologue. Couple weeks here. I'm going to be making moves, okay? Listen, I'm right on the verge of cracking playoffs, and all I got to do is get in. And I know Jim's trade process. I know the type of relations he has across the league. They're strong. They're good. But doesn't it feel good to have a bunch of people giving you offers on the table, Jim, that you can assess to start the conversations?
Interesting
boys.
tactic by Akipo. I mean, if anything, I think it's to butter up, trust the process a little bit, so that maybe when he does make that decision to sell or buy, that Akipo's the first guy he rings. I want
to see him get in. I want to see these guys get in. I just want to see these guys get in.
I've been in leagues for many years with Noah, and he's always so goddamn close. So it would be great to see him get a dub, especially here in this league. I'm excited because there are going to be some moves here in the next few weeks that are pivotal for rosters getting into the playoffs and pivotal for teams, looking to turn and burn and flip their roster for next season. So we'll see what happens. Trade deadline is week 13. So by Monday Night Football of week 13, you have to have trades through. No trades will go through till after the season.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if that weekend we see a heavy Saturday or maybe even, the 1 p.m. games roll around. Some teams lose week 13. They're projected to lose, and then all of a sudden they're selling their best assets. Who knows?
Yeah, Iceman, real quick. Can I ask Wild Work something? Just a little live trade talk real quick. Is it the first you're interested more or Jaden Reed, Wild Work? Or are you just trying to pawn Keon and DK?
This is interesting.
It's a question. It's a question. Because I already declined it. But if we want to start talking channels for either one of those separately, unbundled.
I will say there's been way too much Keon on my desk lately. Way too much Keon.
See, what's crazy about this is I haven't sent Bush. I don't think I've sent Bushwhacker a deal that involves Keon in probably 2 weeks. Bushwhacker today sent me a deal.
2 days.
Keon, literally this morning. I am looking at your starting lineup here, Akibo. Juwan Jennings, all right.
He's a temp.
Portland Sutton, sure.
Trade for him.
Brian Tom. I'm just saying, DK Metcalf could be an improvement here before we start throwing guys under the bus. And you got a hampered Bucky Irvy there in the flex spot. I mean, give him a break. Let him get back to health before you throw him in there. I'm just trying to help you. But
is he in there right now?
He's in there, brother. I don't know if
Katzen must have heard a beat.
Well,
no.
And threw him in there.
It's a Lamar's practicing type of
You're not trying to help anyone. You're trying to win. But now you're trying to help him?
I'm trying to improve my team, Bushwhacker. I think you misunderstood the point of the quote. My job's not to not help anybody. It's to help me. So if in the process I help somebody, shout out to Furrow, I'm going to do it if it improves my team.
On that, though, there's 11 other teams to do it with, and I think it would all be good for us if someone else won this year. Because we don't want to get this thing going where Iceman's on top of the ice stack. And we come into year 3 and it's like, brothers, you got to go take down the Iceman. And he's still flying.
Can't just have a guy creating a league just to take our money every year,
I am looking a little older than I was in August. I'll put it like that. I think some things could go wrong. I lost Jaden Daniels. I got lucky picking up Flacco a couple weeks ago. Got lucky overspending on McCarthy in July. Bought him for a first and a second.
Are we sure?
Are we sure what?
I mean, are we sure you got lucky trading a first and a second for JJ McCarthy? I'm just asking. We're not sure yet about that.
No, I'm saying like my situation of my roster.
He didn't get burned by it. He's lucky he didn't get burned by it.
This guy's just always trying to bring it back to Ohio State. It's ridiculous, dude.
Drew's using this as a personal.
I think Lark's going to win the league this year. I don't know how you don't pull up Lark's roster and just go, this is the best.
We'll put a good bite in him this week.
Lark is starting J.K. Dobbins and Stephon Diggs. I just want to call that out.
It's a bye week. It's a bye week.
Wild work. If Bo Money,
I've been looking at it for weeks.
Oh, you're right. I forgot. Darnell Mooney and T. Higgins were on the bench. There's going to be some savers. There's going to be some regression, fellas. I mean, we're seeing it in the direction positively here for the terrorist and Stephen.
Lark's best players are better than anyone's best players. Puka, Josh Allen, and Jonathan Taylor are better than.
That's fair. I don't know if they're better than anybody's best players.
Don't you have JSN?
Bijan Robinson.
Okay, Puka and JSN are equal. Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in fantasy football, and Josh Allen.
But what do you have?
McCaffrey's number 1 running back, overall.
Here we go.
There you go. There you have it.
I'm going to keep us running back and receiver.
As it has all year.
C.
Puka Nacua is not even playing right now. He's injured. This guy can't stay on the field. These things do matter. It's week 9.
I do have a question. So I did see a text message in the Meat Market group chat that was unsent immediately. Do we want to bring that up?
I didn't see it. What was that? Well, use your journalism skills to expose this.
Yeah. So as a journalist, I'm always eyes on the prize and ears to the streets. And I happened to be looking at my phone, and there was a meat market message from Team Akipo.
Wow.
And it was a whole paragraph about how he's going to have a fire sale and who's available. Yeah, breaking.
Did you get a screenshot of that?
I did not take a screenshot of it, but I'll tell you there was one other league member. If you go look back at the logs, you'll see one other league member did see the message and did question the same thing I questioned. It raises some flags. The only reason it's pertinent to me is because if I have another competitor at the bottom, then, these are things that I need to take notes on and things I need to get ahead of. So.
What league member noticed the text message?
The one that looks like Sam Darnold.
I didn't say anything, but I don't know who you're referring to, True, but I saw it as well.
He's-
You ever heard of
Justin
clickbait or
also saw
bullshit?
it, Yep.
Well,
I think it was some tension in the front office.
Was it
I think there
Katzen
was
who
some
wrote that?
tension.
Was it Katzen who wrote that, or was it?
I'm
What?
not sure. I'm not sure what you guys are
It was the
talking
main.
about.
It was the main communications manager for Team Akipo. Let's just say that.
Did some get leaked?
The main
Did some get
representation
leaked
of
I
Team
didn't
Akipo.
see?
So Garrett didn't send the text.
Oh, is that a given?
So someone took his phone and sent it.
Oh, it was from
Somebody
Meyer.
It must have been.
Garrett, was it
There
Miss
must have been a
Cleveland?
leak.
Was it Miss Cleveland who sent the message? What's going on over there?
I'm just curious on
Oh,
is this a
that's
thing or
weird.
is it not?
That's weird. There's a
Quite
leak.
bizarre. What day of the
There's
week
a
was it?
leak.
Check your notes. There might be a copy pasted message from there.
Well,
what-
maybe.
What day of the week was that? Was it a Tuesday morning? Those are rough for
Gee, that might have been yesterday.
Okay.
Might have been Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday mornings are rough for some managers. Akipo, were you having some revelations?
Yeah, I had some dreams a couple nights ago, but
Was it
it's kind of
Kyle Lark?
alarming.
Was it Kyle Lark haunting you?
Maybe I panic sent it, but it's not in the messages, so I kind of don't know what Drew's talking about. And
Holy
I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to turn internally, get all the employees together at the war room, and see who's been talking because
Digital forensics, it's called.
you never know when a fire sale can happen. Like if you think your team's strong enough at certain points, and you just want to jump ship with literally the rest of your team besides two of the best running backs in the league, get some draft capital back. It's not a bad idea.
Wow.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Interesting thoughts. I wonder if Katzen will pop in on this week's episode of the market because I got some questions on his thoughts about this. I got a feeling the only thing stopping the fire sale is Mr. Katzen.
Trouble in the front office.
Interesting. Because if that were to happen within the next 2 weeks, that does give enough time for a couple of teams to scrape some dubs. Who are your matchups, Akipo?
I got the road to the beach. The last couple weeks, I got
Care to speak on that terrain?
I got Riley Gary. I got Trust the Process. I got Brandalorian into the Bushwhacker into Genties.
Charm and soft. You might get a bye.
That's like the Niners schedule, dude.
Gee, man, who made that? I got to email Sleeper about that randomization.
Yeah, we've been talking about that. Not to disrespect any of the teams.
You got the
I think it's
Patriots.
gonna be.
You just did.
I know. I did. I totally did. So with disrespect,
own it.
it's going to be really.
No, I think that's actually respect. I take that as respect. That means I'm part of the bottom. I'm proud to be.
Speaking of the bottom, Gushigan farting is 100 points more than you, Bushwhacker. Are you worried at all about not having the 1-on-1?
I'm not worried about that. He just gave up a pick for a starter. Like that's gonna boost me as much as it boosts him. I'm not worried about that at all.
You just picked up DeMercado, who had a decent week last week. You keep finding these diamonds in the rough that keep putting up points, and I'm just curious.
I'm just extracting value. I'm sucking. Let me rephrase that. I'm siphoning that waiver wire. I'm suffocating it. I'm making sure that we extract every centimeter of value as draft compensation.
Jesus Christ. I gotta put him on mute. I put him on mute again, and I will keep him on mute for at least 5 minutes. I'm sorry, fellas, and I'm sorry, listeners. We try to keep this. This is not the After Dark episode, so sorry about that. I want to speak on NFL in general, guys. I mean, we recap the league a lot, but let's talk about Super Bowl, NFC, AFC. Let's talk some ball a little bit before we get out of here for this week. Any dark horses you got taking over the NFL? The Seahawks looked absolutely amazing last week, and Sam Darnold looks like he's got it figured all out. So curious your guys' thoughts on the NFLs right now.
Well, actually, I have a thought on the Seahawks. Same exact sentiment I had about the Vikings last year who was the quarterback, Sam Darnold. I think he's a fine QB2 in fantasy. If we're talking about actual real life football and winning playoffs when it matters in the playoffs, I don't see the Seahawks doing it at all.
They just signed Rashid Shaheed. Who's got Rashid Shaheed?
I don't see
nowadays?
Sam Darnold doing it. I just don't see it. When you're going up against elite defenses in the moment, part of me hopes I'm wrong, because I'd love to see Sam Darnold do well. I think everyone would, right? It's like Baker. Everyone wants to see the guy do well, but it's not going to happen this year.
Anyone else?
Pats, I think, are going to cruise their way into a home wild card game. I don't know if they'll get the 1 seed. Their schedule, I don't know if you guys have looked at the Pats schedule, like over the next 6-7 weeks. They play some terrible teams. After the Bucks this week, they play the Jets, Bengals, Giants, and then I think who else do they play? They play one more bad team. Whoa. But they already beat the Bills once this year. I don't know. I think the Ravens are gonna figure it out, but dark horse, I think Pats would probably be.
Yeah, you know who has the Pats starting quarterback? Chief Steve. Did a trade just happen?
Can we talk about some breaking news?
Whoa!
What just happened? Whoa!
Whoa!
What?
Bushwhacker. What are you gonna do with DK Metcalf?
Another Keon.
Don't mess with the Bushwhacker.
Bushwhacker. What are you gonna do with DK Metcalf?
I got some plans. Okay, I got some plans. I can't air them out right now because if people are aware of my attention, they will try and fit themselves below those plans.
Within 36 hours, DK Metcalf will be on a different roster, everyone. I guarantee that. And
asset accumulation.
And I would not be shocked if it landed on Akipo's roster. Wild Work and Akipo tend to butt heads, stalls their trade transactions. Bushwhacker and Akipo may have a better relationship right now. So I wouldn't be shocked if DK ends up with on Akipo's team. Wow, Keon Coleman, DK Metcalf, a second for Chris Olave. Wild Work. Are you in or are you out?
I'm into getting better players on my roster. I like Olave. Shaheed just left. It's not that. There's never too much intention behind anything other than just improving my team. Chris Olave, man. I mean, don't be surprised if he's an 18, 19 point a game guy, and if someone's beating down my door with an early first to get him as we approach the playoffs. That's all I'm gonna say.
I actually, we could segue into something after
this fucking guy. He thinks me of all people hasn't turned every stone.
If you had to pick any QB out of the 2026 class, Chip, who would you want throwing the ball to Chris Olave next season? The Saints are going to take a stab at QB. Everyone's been watching college football a little bit. Who would you prefer to see in New Orleans?
Give me John Mateer out of Oklahoma. He's got some flash and dash. He's not super accurate, but he's a great athlete. And again, we just took Tyler Shuck in the second. He's a better version of what they thought they got out of Tyler Shuck. So I'd be happy to see him there. To be honest, though, I'm not high on the class. Fernando Mendoza, Kipo's guy, is leading the way, and he's terrible. So I'm avoiding that class like the plague. 2027 should have some guys, though. CJ Bailey out of North Carolina State. Just saying.
North Carolina State, interesting. The Dodge father, I got to ask you, Mr. Big Board himself, calling out Marcel Reed months ago. How's the big board shaking up currently? And is there some names you want to mention, or are we keeping them close to your chest?
I think we might get some emojis or GIFs sent into the chat tomorrow for another little teaser of some guys. I think everyone knows the tier 1 guys. I don't want to name names because I know Bushwhacker has to do his own research with this number 1 pick. Unfortunately, Gushing's pick has slid to number 3, I believe.
I think after this week
it's gonna keep sliding.
I don't know. I might need to. I don't know what I'm gonna do right now, with it. But yeah, we're keeping names close to the chest right now. But
gotcha. Fair enough. Bushwhacker, lots of draft capital You got any names outside of Ohio State's roster?
Yeah, I got it right on my notes. Let me just
Do you write those down every Saturday, or are you pulling up Safari
just
app?
when they come across my desk.
Gotcha.
So I have a lot of second round picks, so it's kind of I gotta let the chips fall where they may, because I think now I have 6 second round picks,
See,
including the top 3 projected right now.
okay.
Once Wild Work, Mr. BTA falls out of the playoffs, that'll be another closer one.
Is that something that you're projecting that?
Well, I got a guy who impressed me last
No, wait, you said
Saturday.
something I want to touch on. Do you think Mr. BTA is going to fall out of the playoffs?
Well, I think that, he doesn't really know which direction he wants, particularly. And, at the moment, yeah, I do believe that as Mr. Mediocrity himself, there's a chance he might fall out of the playoffs. It's not like he didn't give up a win now guy to get himself on Olave, and he gave up a little depth as well.
Have you seen the trend that happens after people make trades?
I'm not
My
bothered
picks
by the
appreciate
Bushwhacker's crystal ball that he's got over there. Honestly, I don't put too much stock into what he says, and I don't intend on managing my team the way he's managed his. No disrespect to him. Maybe in 2028, I'll retract some of these statements. But for now, for where he is and for where I am, it's kind of hard to hear him from all the way back
Is
there.
that so? Is that so? Well, who's got the most flexibility in the league? It's between me and Iceman, okay? Who's got the most assets? It's me and Iceman, okay? In different ways. It's me and Iceman.
Whoa, okay, I see.
So,
I'm starting to understand the Bushwhacker's perspective on the league, and I think everyone across the panel's eyes got wide when you said that, Bushwhacker. Do you look at yourself as the second strongest roster in the league because of the capital?
Roster-wise, no, but I am the number one with a bullet in terms of draft capital. And, you can do a lot of things with that.
Fair.
As long as you make the right decisions, as long as you accumulate the right assets with that, I got a lot of flexibility, more than my roster constituted at the beginning of last year. As a guy who drafted Stroud and Laporta first 2 rounds in the league draft.
The porta potty. All right, man. We're at the 40.
I shouldn't be here, but I am.
We're at the 45-minute
I got
mark.
both of them still.
I'm grasping at straws at this point, trying to incite some violence. Before we head out of here, does anyone want to air anything out, get anything off their chest before maybe week 10 commences? Anyone?
Bueller?
Here we go.
Loser of Wild Work and Steph this week out of the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. I don't know what the buy situation is looking like. Chris
Yeah,
Olave has been acquired, though. Oh, you about to air something out here, Bushwhacker?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, last thing I need to say, I got a package of DK and Keon for a late first available if anyone wants it. So.
All right, fellas. Thank you for hopping on the network this week, and good luck in week 10.